What up, world?
Blended views.
Blended views.
It's Thursday.
Catch us in the air.
Thursday.
MuzuRadio.com 614-500-7339.
What is up, world? This your boy G the Prophet.
And this your boy JR the Grizzly.
Man, what's going on, JR? How you doing tonight?
Man, you know, I'm blessed always, man, and I feel great, man. I can't complain. I love life, and I hope you love yours too.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah, thanks, man.
We haven't been on air for about 2 weeks.
No, right, man? We've been doing a lot, though.
Doing a lot.
Yeah, you know, we've been trying to do our thing.
Well, let's just go ahead. We have a person in the studio. We just want to go ahead and.
Beautiful young lady.
How are you doing this evening?
I'm good.
What's your name?
So I am Stevie Knighton, or Dear Miss Stevie.
Dear Miss Stevie.
Miss Stevie.
Dear Miss Stevie, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm a little. I mean, my baby is out of town and was outside playing basketball and got hit in the mouth. So he's currently at CHOP, which is like the best children's hospital in the nation in Philadelphia. Getting his mouth looked at. But I talked to him on the way over.
Yeah, you good?
So I'm good.
All right, well,
so
prayers up for little
Prayers
man.
up for little man.
We hope he's good.
Yeah.
Definitely. We glad that you were still able to make it. Okay.
Yeah, he's in good hands.
All
I
right.
mean, you know, he's in good hands. And it's not serious, you know.
That's
I'm just hoping he still has his front tooth.
His front tooth.
Yeah, the one. I mean, did he say it was out or?
I don't know. We don't know if it's out, not knocked out
Oh,
or not yet.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, prayers up for Ari.
Thank you.
And I'm pretty sure he, you know, big guy.
Bounce back.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
will.
Get him
Little
together.
kids, man,
Yeah.
listen, don't have to.
So
It's a trap.
there you go. What up, Jay Bizzle? What up, Keith Kemp?
Real quick, so we'll get back to you, Stevie, here later on the show.
Right.
But Absolute Fashion Part 2 went down this past Saturday, JR.
All the way down.
Man, shout out. We're going to go down a long list, all right?
All right.
Shout out Diggy Dolce. Shout out Shamir Griffin.
Yeah.
Shout out TK.
Mega Crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out The Hustle. Shout out to Kimmy Couture. Fresh Brand. Nerd. Authentic Anarchy. All American Hustle Beer. Fichet
Collection.
And
Pretty Girl Hustle, Flyboy Hustle. Shout out to all of and shout out to everybody that came out and kicked it with us, man. It was a beautiful event. We had a great time. The flow was right. The energy was right. And big shout out to B Squared.
the DJ.
B Squared, the DJ, held it down, y'all. We definitely enjoyed this round, man. We getting ready for part 3, man. You know, it don't stop. So, you know, y'all make sure y'all get ready, man. Halloween edition.
I like it. October.
I think that's what we're shooting for.
We'll get the exact date to you here soon enough, but be looking out for that for October. Talking about TK Mega Crew and talking about B Square the DJ, we're gonna be making an appearance at the Silent Party tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, man, it's Scully's, man. If y'all ain't doing nothing, come check us out. We in there on the Silent Boy with the headphones. If you don't know about a Silent Party, it's 3 different DJs. You got reggae,
trap,
and twerk.
You going, Stevie?
When is it?
Tomorrow night at Scully's.
I might. What is this called?
It's
Silent
called
Party.
Silent Party.
You ever been to one?
Headphones. You switch the headphone.
I'm sorry, I was getting a poem prepared.
Oh, okay,
you
cool.
go.
Yeah. Trap karaoke.
You said twerk, so I was like,
Yeah, see, look.
But see, B Square is gonna be the red channel. So
all right, but we can switch it up.
We can
though.
switch it up.
Yeah, you
That's
can
gonna
just
be
hit.
funny though, because like you could be listening to something different than me, and I'll be over here.
Exactly.
Like, what is she
And
doing?
I'm trapping over here.
I'm
you know,
twerking
boom,
over
boom.
here. I'm reggae.
Hey, bro, if I see you twerking, man, we cut off, man, for about a couple episodes. I ain't messing with you, bro. But what up, everybody, man? Shout out to my people, man, out here following us on Blended Views. This is my page. So what up, y'all, man? Much love. Shout out to Blended Views over there.
Yeah, Blended Views. We got Muzo Radio right there.
Muzo Radio, y'all, man. Hey, we here. It's Thursday, man. We got Stevie in the building with us.
Dear Miss Stevie.
Dear Miss
We're gonna ask you about that too. Like, what's behind
We'll
that? Yeah, because she's intriguing.
Yeah.
Word of the day.
Intriguing.
Intriguing.
Right, man. Let's get right into it. Tonight is Game 6 of the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Definitely, I was hoping to see the two teams that I chose, but Toronto and Golden State.
I chose Toronto too. I did. Let's go.
Very fitting matchup.
Yeah, it is.
I think they're evenly matched so far in the series.
Well,
what are your thoughts?
Evenly, I wouldn't say per se because we got to take, the fact that KD hasn't been there, the whole time, and they had a couple injuries throughout the series, but what it is it's a good series.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't gonna worry about the fact that it's not evenly matched, but it's a good series, and I'm down. Yeah. I'm down for it. I honestly hope that I kind of want them to see it go to Sunday because, hey, some basketball. After basketball, what you got? Baseball? Nobody want to see that.
Well, see, this was one of my thoughts. Is our sports rigged? Like, I feel like basketball's got to be rigged.
Well, we have a beautiful young lady here, and we don't know, let's get a woman's perspective. What do you think about the National Basketball Association, and who do you want to see win the series out of Golden State and Toronto?
I'm definitely team Toronto.
All right.
I want to see. I'm always a fan of like the underdog,
right.
Golden State has won how many times already?
Yeah, they was going on a 3-peat.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I want somebody else to, have a chance.
Okay.
But if it's rigged, I kind of feel like all sports at this point, at this level, you're not going to escape, some type of, I don't know, policy or agenda.
Yeah, agenda. That's a good word.
Something that, I don't think it's probably to the degree that we think it is. It's probably normal in that world at that level. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like it's something that just happens. But if it were to come out in detail for us, we probably, be like, oh, that's messed up. But it's just it's a business at the end of the day.
Yeah, so. Politics and business as usual. So.
Exactly. Millions of dollars in each game.
Exactly.
So why would the league not want to see a game 7?
Well, especially in the finals. Last year, Cleveland kind of got handed to and they let it go. So it was only, 5 games? Yeah. So, yeah. That's my take. But, hey, who am I? And who are you? And who are you? We're just people in America. But yeah, I think so. But I want to see Toronto win too. I want to see Toronto win. Mm-hmm. And if it goes 7, that's cool. If they win tonight too, that's cool. But I think it'll be kind of dope if they won it in Toronto. You know what I mean? Yeah. So after tonight, if they lose, they go back to Toronto, they win.
That would be dope.
Yeah, like somebody said, Vegas, the mafia, all that's got something to do with it though. That money is big money in this.
Definitely.
Because who did they hand it to? Who did they hand it to take the last shot in the last game?
Who? For Toronto?
Yeah. It wasn't Leonard. That's the problem.
Well,
why would you hand it to Kawhi at the last second of the game? Best player on the team.
Well, sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't. But it's all good, man. We ain't worried
That's
about
why you lost. Because the coach gave it to the wrong player.
Well, the coach did. If he ain't on court, he can't determine that.
Drake, get your team together.
Man, they cool. They lost by 1 point, man.
Let me ask you that about with Drake, right? Does that give him the right to give the coach a massage and to be extra on the court if he owns part of the team? Because I've heard he owns part of the team.
If it's not interfering, then wow. I think it's entertainment too. We got to remember that basketball, football, all of that is entertainment. So when you look at it like that, hey,
it's like a whole other level of entertainment because now you could have, Jay-Z.
Yeah, right.
He owns part of the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah,
but he didn't get on the court and start.
But you got to look at. Come on, you can't compare Jay-Z and Drake, man. Jay-Z.
No, but look who sits next to him at every game, right? That is a draw in and of itself.
But Drake,
Beyonce courtside,
right? But that's probably why Jay-Z conducts himself better.
Drake needs a Beyonce. He had Rihanna.
Man,
He did not have
he
it.
had a whole bunch of
He
women.
did have it.
Say that. You know
But
what
he
I'm
didn't
saying?
have her. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
He told her.
man.
He said he loved her and she dabbed. She dabbed on him. He said he loved her.
Man,
He
look.
embarrassed her. She said
That whole entertainment thing, they just passing each other around. We can't get into that, man. We don't know what's really going on back there, right?
I mean,
Come on, y'all. Come on. Somebody said the real reason why Toronto is there because the Cavs didn't in the way. And that's true. I just talked about that. Toronto gets to the Eastern Conference Championship every year. They just lose to the Cavs. So I think they deserve to win, man. So, yeah, thank you.
Shout out Toronto. Win your thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Cool. What's next, man?
Still with the NBA, man. We talked about this earlier in the season. Anthony Davis going to the Lakers.
Yeah, it's up in the books right now. It's on the trade blocks. There's some blocks and
Do
some
you
stuff.
think it's gonna put them in the finals?
It'll give them a better chance for sure. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna say that that's just gonna make it automatically happen, but it'll give them a better chance. But I mean, that's Bron, AD. The Lakers gonna lose a couple people, but you know, we'll see. I mean, we don't know nothing, but if he goes, it'd be good. I mean, that's gonna change some things over there on the West Coast for sure. For sure.
Last but not least, David Ortiz. Do you know who David Ortiz?
Baseball player.
okay.
A lovable man out of Boston.
Yeah, he retired too. And he retired.
He retired.
Yeah.
He got shot.
That's terrible.
Yes, in the Dominican Republic.
Oh, I think I did read something about this.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people that are getting harmed, and there's like a travel advisory for the Dominican Republic right now.
Yeah.
So,
JR, you got any news on that?
Yeah, I do. So you know, I was in the DR probably a couple months ago or whatnot, and at that time, we didn't hear all about this, right?
right.
So now you're getting an influx of different things. But if you pay attention, a lot of these things didn't just happen either. Like these things were things that happened last year, some earlier in the year, and they're bringing it back up.
Yeah.
So as I talk to a few and get some insight on, you know, what's going on down there, is a lot of politics involved in this as well. When it comes down to vacationing and places to vacate. If you think about Puerto Rico was at one point, you know, one of the highest traveling places, and some things went on there, and everything kind of converted towards let's generate everybody to DR. So if you think about it, a lot of people have been going to Dominican Republic because it's been publicized a lot and it's been marketed. So right now, I think because Puerto Rico's situation is getting better, they're trying to convert that, you know, that traveling fluctuation back towards Puerto Rico.
So
now,
it's like a diversion.
It's a diversion. I mean, if you think about a lot of this stuff is diversion. It's almost, I can't remember the exact number, but it's thousands of miles of beach, sand, land resorts in Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
And they're focusing on these couple incidents that happen where if you're comparing deaths and things that's going on in cities and countries and stuff, right here in Dayton, well, not here in Columbus, but yeah, right here in Columbus, Ohio, you got 3, 4, 5 deaths within the last couple months. Dayton, Ohio, you got 6 deaths in the last couple weeks. And then Chicago, you got 16, 17 in a couple of days. Like
that's 3 states you just talked about.
You feel me? And you're
3 cities.
And we're focusing on something that's going on across the water that, you know, for what? So it has to be, it's a lot behind that.
It takes your focus off of what's going on in America.
Exactly.
Like, we are enough of trouble. Can you hear yourself? No.
I'm 3. Oh, there.
Are you 3?
I'm 3.
Oh. Man, so you muted her, bro? Stop muting stuff,
Was
man.
I muted the whole time?
Not the whole time, but I will say, make sure you do, you know, talk like right in. You ain't got to do that. Don't do that. Hey, Ariana, how are you? But yeah, man. So I think it's politics. There's a lot of politics behind that whole. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump is trying to do a lot of stuff in Dominican Republic right now. People don't even know that.
Really? Like what?
He's trying to build resorts.
Oh.
And he's trying to get some money. So if you think about it, let's do what I need to do, because they say when people are not traveling to that place, the land is cheaper.
That's true.
That's true. It's kind of like real estate.
Yeah.
Like if nobody lives there, there's no money in it.
Exactly.
I listen. the Dominican Republic, I have beef with them a little bit.
Okay.
Like, really, I do. The way that they treat, Haitian people who literally share an island with them.
Yeah.
And years back came out with this policy, that if your like grandparent wasn't born there, then you were going to be deported.
Yeah.
So these are generations of people who've been on this half of the island for however long are now being pushed over, back into Haiti. And then the fact that Haiti is still struggling just bothers me. Sometimes we kind of like forget the Dominican Republic.
Well,
I mean, I feel bad for Danny and his family, and don't want anything bad to happen. And I totally agree with you. It's probably a diversion, but other than that, I'm like, skip y'all.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's a lot of places to visit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think if we don't pay attention to the politics and realize that we don't know everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of things that they're doing that causes us to be in an uproar over here where it's like, hey, we got a lot of stuff we need to be paying attention to right here in our backyards.
Absolutely.
So it's one of those things though. Hey Martinique, what's going on? Hey, so speaking of that, not in our backyard, but in Africa though, the
Sudan.
I mean,
so Omar al-Bashir, who's in charge, right? Because I didn't even know what was going on. This dude was ousted back in April.
Right. He resigned or something, right?
Nearly 30 years after coming to power.
Right.
Right. Via a military coup. Now the military's taken over and they are just killing nonstop.
Well, the military took over,
Yeah.
but the people basically are not fine. They stood up to what, it's like, hold on, we don't have a ruler. Like, you can't just come in here and just tell us what is what. And
Right.
And basically, they're trying to put themselves in a position for the people to run.
Right. As it should be.
Right.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate though, because I mean the stuff that they're saying is happening is like it's devastating.
It is.
I mean,
It's
from the
disturbing.
rapes
to
it's very disturbing. But I think the bigger uproar with people that may be of descent or from there, that have family there, is that it's not being televised. It's not.
Because like if you turn on the news channels, it's all what's going on politically, like Donald Trump.
Right.
And that's like his stupidity is just he's doing it on purpose almost.
Yeah, he's a
Because
diversion.
he already knows he's annoying.
Right.
He already knows he's portrayed as this idiot.
Right.
And he's like, just push that narrative so everything else that's falling apart
Right.
doesn't get any attention.
Yeah, he's definitely keeping track. I mean, or taking advantage of him being the way he is and how people are responding to it. It's sad though.
And I swore we weren't going to talk about Donald Trump ever.
Yeah, we did say that, man.
So let's push that aside.
All right, no Donald Trump. I mean, but Sudan, I mean, look, our prayers is up. I mean, that's what we have to do. If nothing else, I mean, to get knowledge, I just advise everybody to at least like read up on it, kind of see what's, what could be done. I mean, I could go back to Dayton's tragedy of the hurricane and how people came together and helped out. Yeah, I'm sorry, tornado. And
leave it to Dayton people to turn up. Tornado into a hurricane.
Hey, chill out, Stevie.
I did donate.
Oh crap!
It's probably gonna happen.
That's good. All right, that's good. I got you. No
pressure. You're ready.
All right, cool. But yeah, tornado. Sorry.
I did donate though.
Yes.
Prayers up. Exactly.
Prayers up. So I mean, when we talking about Dayton, and then we talking about Sudan, I mean, what we can do to help try, or just like I said, definitely send prayers up, from Muzo Radio, Blended Views, and dear Miss Stevie.
And shout out like Rihanna speaking out, Kim Kardashian, George Clooney, like people in entertainment are speaking up. So
so I mean, we just want something.
It's sad when like our entertainment people have to speak out more than our political people.
Yeah,
it's that's their job.
Yeah,
an entertainer's job is to entertain.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh,
you too, right?
I guess. All right. Cool.
Talk some more.
Sure. So I think we talked enough.
Let's go to break.
Yeah. So I can recoup real quick. But Blended Views, y'all. It's Thursday, man. Make sure y'all tap in, tune in, and share it. Let somebody else know about it.
And call in 614-500-7339.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Hey, chill out.
MuzuRadio.com 614-500-7339.
Hey, Amber, thank you so much. Stevie, what kind of phone you got? What kind of phone you got?
Muzo Radio.
What is up, everybody? This is your boy, D the Prophet.
And I'm JR the Great, and
I'm Dear Miss Stevie.
Dear Miss Stevie. Look, I can hear you, but I want to hear you.
This
I
is
wanna
Dear
hear
Miss
you.
Stevie.
Okay, there you go.
Stick with it.
Oh my God.
Shout out Muzo Radio. If everybody on live can check it out, we got the new studio in place.
Yeah.
It's
Colonel
nice
Man
up
doing
here.
his thing here.
Yeah,
It's super
yeah.
nice up
Beautiful
here.
work.
Thank
Yes.
you, thank
I
you.
like it. I even like the accent wall,
Yeah.
with the green,
Right,
the money
right.
green.
Yeah,
Okay, I
little
see
green.
what y'all doing.
Yeah, little green screen.
I like it. It's a green screen.
Yeah,
So like you can put whatever you want.
Anything.
This is real.
Yeah.
I like this a lot.
Yeah.
Because it is real.
Hey, speaking of that, Mr. Purnell.
Yeah.
That's my man.
Hey,
He told me
Mr.
to say hi.
Hey,
Yeah,
Mr.
that's my
Purnell.
guy.
Listen, he's
Mr.
like
Purnell.
the
Yeah,
only teacher that was able to really help me understand math.
yeah, he's dope,
He's
man.
smart.
Yeah, he's super dope. I worked with him at Southside Elder, so and then he about to open up a jazz bar over here on Main Street.
All right, Mr. Purnell.
Yeah, he said he saw your picture. He was like, "Tell Stevie I said what up." I was like, "Yeah,
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
His whole family.
Yeah,
is
they
stuff.
are. That's good people.
They are really good people. Okay. All
Hey
right.
man, he got a new toy over here. He
I
don't know how to
see.
act,
I want to
man.
push a button.
Come on, D the
What
Prophet.
button can I push?
Come on,
They're all
man.
colorful
Flies
and
in
lit
there.
up.
Hey, push the button. Come on, man. Chill out,
All right,
man.
so let's go on the topics.
Yeah. And you got it. Nah, it gotta go out, man. Let it go. Stop touching stuff, man. Dang.
That's hilarious.
So,
Go ahead, man.
Okay, we're good.
February 15, 2019.
Okay, what's the topic?
It's Pride Month.
It is
So
Pride.
we
Month.
gotta
Happy
go right
Pride.
into it.
Happy Pride.
Happy,
Pride weekend going on.
happy
Yes,
Pride, everyone.
Happy Pride.
And I saw this article pop up. A bill in New Jersey came up that's signed by the governor where New Jersey middle school and high school students are to be taught the political, economic, and social contributions of notable lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people throughout history. And it was signed into law this past month. So my question is, like, in America, we don't, like, that's great that that's been signed into law, but we haven't had anything that's been like Hispanic, Black, Asian, like we haven't had something signed into law where they have to cover political, economic, and social contributions from notable Black people or Asian people or Hispanic people. Like that's not a law.
It's
You know
not
what
a
I'm saying?
law. So that's a law.
This is a law in New Jersey that
So-
it has to be covered.
Wow.
So in this
In the
is-
curriculum, it has to be
in
covered.
the curriculum, and it's the second of its kind in the U.S.
Okay.
So
Which is great. I think it's awesome, but you also have to recognize that
balance.
there has to be a balance. Like clearly we have a race problem in America,
Yeah, we do.
and we need to recognize, the same historical figures. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, do you think politicians or the politics believe it's easier to pass a law like that than racism?
Because I guarantee it's going to be
No.
I
white
don't
political,
think so.
white economic, and white social contributions of white lesbian and white.
And therein lies the rub, right? Because essentially, I mean, I'm here for it because there are members of the LGBTQIA plus asterisk community
Mhm.
in every race, in every country,
Yeah.
in every generation. They are as much a part of our, human community as anybody else, and are still receiving a lot of scrutiny and unfair bias. So I don't see a problem with the law. I think what you're getting at is there going to be intersectionality? You know, is there going to be inclusivity? Are people going to be talking about members of the, you know, the LGBTQIA plus asterisk community, you know, in all shades and cultures and races? And that's an important question.
Okay.
But I think the law in of itself is a good start, and it hopefully can be improved upon. And I mean, to your point about why don't we have a law that also, you know, makes it part of the curriculum for Black people and Asian community members, and, you know, our Latinx people. You know, I'm like, I agree that there should be something for that, but we can care about, you know, two issues at the same time without allowing one issue to detract from the importance and the progression that's occurring as a result of another policy.
So shout out the governor for doing that. That takes a lot of guts to be only the second state.
Yes.
You know what? We're just going to go ahead and do it. Because there's a lot of in the community, suicide, bullying is huge.
Absolutely. The life expectancy of Black, this is bothering me. So I'm glad I have this little bit of a platform. Not to interrupt you, but the life expectancy of a Black trans woman is 35 years old.
So it's not okay.
35.
Wow.
That is insane.
Yeah,
they are being found murdered at an alarming rate. And that's not even including, like you said, the risk for suicide that's facing particularly youth, particularly Black youth in the LGBTQIA plus asterisk community. So these are issues that,
and that's where you talk about the intersectionality that has to be covered. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, a lot of curriculum in schools has already been whitewashed. So I don't want to see it just another thing implemented that's whitewashed. And it's like, wait a sec. Like you just said, 34 years of age?
35. That's 35. A life expectancy. Yeah. That's alarming. People should be concerned about that.
Yes.
And you know, what's funny is, like, we're celebrating Pride Month, but, you know, Pride Month is essentially the celebration of the anniversary of Stonewall. And those were women of color. It was a trans woman, a Black trans woman, and a person in drag. And it was, they started throwing stuff at the police who were harassing them. Yeah. So without their bravery, literally, there wouldn't be a Pride. Yeah. Right? So, I mean, I don't see how they're going to be able to teach history and exclude, you know, people of color. So
this is great. Maybe, like I said, it opens up the doors to having those conversations about, like I said, race, or talking about
everything, really,
ethnicities and everything.
Yeah, it's deep. I mean, it is. You know, I guess the question would be, how do they incorporate it other ways? I mean, do they just how do other cities and states get on board? Like, you know what I mean?
It's gotta be voted, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
They have to have a majority that's okay with, you know, that being discussed, or.
That's why local elections are important.
Exactly. That's why you need to vote. You know?
Exactly.
Everybody needs to vote. Everybody's voice counts at the lower level, and it adds up. So.
Exactly.
Get out there.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll probably cover more of it as you know the month goes on.
So. Yeah.
Right.
Next up.
Shout out to y'all for the progressive conversation.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, but here we go.
For the community.
Here we go. Oh no! Watch out! It's Dapo.
For the community.
Man, let me. You've already seen the video, so I'm not even going into what happened. I'm going to go two ways with this. First off, why would you send the quote-unquote token white dancing cop in that situation with a shotgun? You know what I'm saying? When I was looking at it, I was like, this guy has a niche. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He needs to stay in his lane. Don't send him into a situation where he could potentially, which was dumb of him, to punch a citizen in the face who was doing nothing violently aggressive. So you sent him in there when you could have sent any other cop. But you chose Dapo, the guy who kids look up to. How's that going to help his image now?
Well, the thing is, I mean, we can't determine, you know what I'm saying, how he portrays his image or what he does. if you think about it,
Look at his Instagram.
but wait though, if you think about it, why wasn't he the right person to send in there?
Boom.
If you think about it, he's the one that has the relationship with the community, has the relationship with the people. Then he probably is the best person to send in there.
But
If you
did
think
that
about
incident help his?
we don't have
Who
control
cares
of that.
about- But who cares about his image at this point?
He's a police officer.
Exactly, but he's a product of of his training.
Yes,
When your
too.
instincts kick in like that and you're in the heat of the moment, then you have to rely upon your training because you have to think
Yes.
quickly. You have to think,
Yeah.
you know, it's literally life or death. So the training that he's received is not one of restraint.
Right.
It's not going to be, I mean, look,
Yeah.
it's not going to be one of restraint. You know, it's going to be, I'm going to stop you from doing whatever by any means necessary. So that's where I'm just grateful it was his fist and not the gun.
Right. That's
Amen.
true.
Yeah.
That is true.
It's
Yeah, that's
still
very true.
wrong,
It's
but
wrong.
at least this man is still alive.
Right.
Because what happens every time a police officer gets scared?
Yeah. They kill
Poor
people.
training.
And that is key. Poor training is key. But also too, I think, you know, when you're talking about image per se, his mindset was, I think possibly he felt like he could get away with it because of his
popular.
image.
Yes.
He's
And that's-
still a police officer.
But it's
Because the guy apologized to him.
but all right. So let me not. Yeah, I mean let's because this is
Break it
deep.
down.
It's deep on a sense of, like she said, as a trained police officer, you are supposed to go into situations knowing the proper procedures to handle whatever the situation is, which is number one. Now, they did say that, okay, coming in with the guns, it was a purpose because they were told that there were gunshots, there were shooting, whatever. I don't think, and this is just me, I don't think the training was to come in with those type of guns.
Thank you. I was about to say, look at the type of guns that they came in. Do you know what kind of trauma that does? You know,
Yeah.
for that neighborhood,
Right.
those children that are out
Yeah,
there. Do you understand? Like, I just
it was intense.
the lack of just
Just
where is
compassion and
the-
empathy
Yes.
for the situation. Like, more guns does not eliminate the situation. Like,
Right.
there was plenty of cops there.
Right. But
I hate
if
that.
but if you think about it, like that's the thing now. That's just like I can't remember exactly where it was, but it was a young man, black man that was held at gunpoint because
Yes.
they
With his hands
said,
above his
yeah,
head.
with his hands
Hands
above
above
his
his
head,
head,
kneeling, nothing, and all these people are telling them. And then as a cop though, you're telling to stand up and come back. Like no, like
You're setting them up for
Right.
one slight move. and-
exactly. So the training, that's what it comes down to. Like, what are they being trained? What are they? Are they like really just putting people in there just to do it per se? Because
Yes.
I feel like you should really want to be for the people if you are a police officer. You know what I mean? It's the safety. Your job is to help and serve.
You should look into the Daytona Police Department. They have probably one of the best training programs in dealing with bias
Really?
and have like the lowest, I think, incident rate of the country. First of
Daytona.
all, did y'all know that they just only recently started actually keeping track of police shootings? Like there was actually no
Is this
database
nationwide, like-
nationwide. There's no national like database or way to track these statistics other than what people have begun putting together because
Based
there
off
was
of
that rash of publicity
Right.
about police brutality, and that's because people have their own phones and now are being able to record
Right,
things.
yeah.
But this is all happening. Really, it's been happening,
Yeah,
right?
it's just being
But
televised
it's
now.
being exactly. It's almost inescapable.
Yeah.
So now folks are beginning to take notice and to gather the data to properly assess the problem of policing that we
Mhm.
have, particularly in urban communities where we're over policed by police that are not members of the community
Right.
or products
Well,
of
we
the
see it in
community.
education.
Exactly.
You've got a
Yeah.
school full
Exactly.
of 90% black kids, but then you've only got maybe 20% of the staff being
Yeah.
black.
Exactly, and even
That's-
less if they're male,
Now, I remember
black
Yeah.
and
thinking
male.
this,
Right.
Yeah,
you don't need to be a teacher of color per se, but a teacher of culture. We need officers of culture that understand, okay, this situation is not appropriate. My reaction by me being violent is not going to reduce.
It's not going to de-escalate.
No, it's not going to de-escalate it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I agree with you.
Interesting, guys. Interesting. I mean, I think that topic is very touching on the strength of, it was caught on camera.
Yeah.
And to go as him being a quote unquote
he's the dancing cop.
Famous
ally.
Cop. Yeah, ally. It really stirs things up. But at the same time, like
again,
you said, he was
he's
wrong.
A cop. I mean,
he
was
wrong.
Bias.
Yeah, he was wrong.
He was.
It's your true colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like we said too, he also apologized, and the guy in the car. I mean, and I think that was to make sure he covered himself for sure. Like,
well, he made it a scene of like I needed to punch you in the face, and then the other guy, like the suspect, I guess you could say, he probably didn't do anything wrong to get handcuffed.
Well,
he's apologizing to Dapo, saying, "Yeah, I probably deserved it." Like I've seen all the body cams.
Hey, that's just like what's the series where they were manipulated into saying that they killed in Central 5
to catch a
what is it
murderer,
called?
People don't understand, like there's literal psychological responses that you have to trauma that we don't really acknowledge or talk about. Right. When you're the victim,
when you become the
you identify oftentimes yourself. Yes, you will identify with the abuser. Think about that. Do you think
like rape victims?
And
they'll be like, "It's my fault. This is my fault that it happened." No, it's not your fault that it happened. You should not have been assaulted.
Right. And that's big right now. You guys know what I'm talking about. The mini series on Netflix that just came out.
Yeah. When They See Us.
When They See Us. Mm-hmm. And basically those guys, I haven't watched it. I think I'm gonna wait too. I think a lot of it was publicized too much for me to even want to. I think I've been told the story. I mean, you already knew the story, but they said the movie was pretty good, but it was sad. And it was kind of like one of those.
It's a series. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it with a bunch of people, and I honestly, I want to kind of wait till my kids are older, and it's something I want them to, because I have 2 sons.
Boys, right?
Yeah. So and I'm 5'8", and my 10-year-old comes to my chin. So I don't have much time left in terms of what I have to prepare him for. Just because he looks a little older,
right?
Even I mean, Tamir Rice was 12.
Yeah.
So.
It's interesting, man, how our world is set up right now, and we do definitely have to, be mindful of these things, and as educators, as parents, as mentors, we have to make sure that we're instilling these things into our youth.
And I remember hearing I think David Dillard told me this one time. He said he acts in a manner like there's always a camera on him that he's always going to have to show his children, at some point in their life. Like, this is how your father acted. Like, I think when you're in a situation where you work for the community, you have to conduct yourself at all times with a certain moral and ethic manner.
Right.
Not to be perfect. Like, we're human beings. We're going to make mistakes. But there's certain moral code and ethics that you have to live by when you become a public figure.
Exactly.
And I mean, as a adult, as a human being, too. I mean, one of my frat brothers just posed this question to black men. In years to come, there's going to be the question of your kids asking you, "Hey, man, when all that stuff was going on, where were you at?
Exactly.
What was you doing?" And it's funny because he just went live. Shout out to Missing Link, Lincoln Legacy.
Right.
He basically said, they asked the question of, "Yo, where was you at?" And I was at work, or I was just, chilling. I was playing the game. And it's like, nah, like we got to start doing something. Like he said, activate is the word. You got to activate. You know what I mean? And it's as a unit though. You know what I mean? We think about one person taking that step, but it has to be unified in unity, and we have to come together and make these things happen.
Well, consider that like civil rights movement. We pay attention to the events, that they have video of and all that, right?
Right.
We know about, or the things that we're taught, Bloody Sunday and the children's parade march and
Right.
all that stuff. And really, there was so much strategy behind the scenes that I think we don't really consider when we teach the civil rights movement. And that strategy spanned it beyond just who was marching. There was also strategy behind who wasn't.
Yeah, everybody had a role.
Everybody had a role. So I think that people think activating or being an activist means that you do some of the things that you may have seen other people do, and you think there's nothing you can do because you can't do that.
Right.
So if we begin to understand there's other things that you can do that are equally as important behind the scenes, then I think people will feel more empowered to get involved.
That's real. That's super real. I love that. That kind of puts a balance on the whole thought process, because you're right. There are a lot of people that, because I mean, I don't have kids, so I'm not worried about. But at the same token, I do have mentees, I do have nephews, I do have, so that is a question to pose. But at the same time, you wonder, what else could I be doing? Like having this platform, you know what I mean? Like also too, you can't excuse the things that you do or that you are trying to use either, like to say, oh, I need to be doing a whole lot more. No, you can utilize what you have and can be consistent with it as well. That's it. The consistency is key. So I mean, big shout out to what you just said, and what Link posed as well, though, because it's real out here right now.
It is.
And in the communities, we definitely have to do some different things to.
Can't sit on your butt.
No, not at all.
Time is now.
Yeah, that's real. Where we at, man?
We're gonna go to break, and then we're gonna come back, and we're gonna dig into Dear Miss Stevie.
All right.
We're gonna pick Miss Stevie's brain. Miss Stevie gonna give us a little bit of her.
Tell me about your composition.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So y'all give us a quick second. We'll be back. This is Blended Views Thursday.
Hey, y'all.
So, hey, real quick, man, if y'all got any questions or concerns before we, chime in, man, give us a call, 614-500.
7339.
Yeah, if you got a question or anything.
If you want to touch in on DAPA or touching on, the LGBTQ plus asterisk A.
Nah, you say it. Let her say it.
LGBTQIA plus asterisk.
Plus asterisk. Okay, so we tapped in on that. Let's give a recap. We tapped in on a couple different sports things. KD's Game 6, AD trade to the Lakers, David Ortiz.
Yeah. Sudan, the Dominican Republic, what's going on there?
Yeah.
And the Absolute Fashion Show.
Yeah.
Part 2. Part 3, Halloween edition.
Yeah, hey, y'all better get ready. It's gonna be dope. And then the pictures and the videos for the Absolute Fashion is coming soon, y'all. So we're gonna flood the waves, let y'all know how it went. We feel like it was very successful, and we can't wait to do part 3. And we got some more absolute things jumping as well. So y'all stay tuned. But let's jump right in with our guests here tonight.
All right.
We have the lovely Dear Miss Stevie.
Hey, y'all.
And she's been vibing with us, man. We've been having some great discussions and topics.
Yeah.
And we are definitely appreciative that you were able to clear your schedule and come out here and rock with us.
Listen, thank you for having me.
I know that tonight at 9 p.m. every Thursday night you've been hosting the Composition Poetry Night. Can you kind of tell us about your vision with the event, and how it started?
Well, shout out to my awesome producer, Jay Carey, the dopest MC this side of the Mississippi, and the best DJ in the world, DJ BHB, Brothers Helping Brothers. And I've known them probably half my life, and it was something that they were working on with Ron and Ty. Those are the owners. They are Black owners of Burger I Am. So shout out to them as well. And it was something they wanted to do, and to create kind of a speakeasy, a safe, fun environment, for folks in the community, the grown folks in the community.
Right. You don't want to go clubbing.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But still want to do a little Thirsty Thursday.
Right. Because they got a bar, they got some good food.
Great
was
food.
amazing.
Yeah, the food was on point, man.
Great food.
I wish I wasn't trying to watch my figure right now. You know what I'm saying? I go back and get some more, But no, I definitely like the food and the vibe. The vibe is cool.
It's dope. I mean, y'all should go. I'll be there tonight, and the game will be on.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, you get the best of both worlds.
Gotcha. All right. Well, okay. So you're the host there, right?
I am. I'm the hostess with the most.
Hostess with the mostest. You did a great job last week.
Thank you.
And
It was a
so
good flow. I really thought it was really good flow. Like you had
Good.
Jay go up, he was doing his thing. You had some
Yes.
spoken words,
Yeah.
poetry, some singing.
Yeah, music.
Yes.
If you are a rap artist, MC, whatever, you can come out there. Hell, if you just want to get on there and rant, if you have something in your heart.
Shout out
You
GL
know?
Short. I was glad to see him
Yes.
the other night. Like I've seen him
Absolutely.
a couple times.
GL
He's
Short
a
is
dope
dope.
cat.
He's super
yeah,
dope.
he was
Yeah.
vibing. He was vibing real cool. So yeah, what we talking about the composition poetry night at Burger I Am, and we have the hostess with the mostest, dear Miss Stevie. So, dear Miss Stevie, tell us how you got into the whole poetry side of you, and where did dear Miss Stevie come from?
Sure. So I've been writing since I was 9.
Okay.
And then I started performing, shout out Capacity, now Transit Arts. I started performing when I was 16.
Okay.
I did a poem I wrote, and I was so scared to get up there and do it. And Ness, well, he's Carnell Willoughby Soul Veg, actually, but he was necessary. Then he was the host of the Capacity Open Mic, and he was impressed by what I had to say and encouraged me. And him and Jackie Calderon, Dion Custer, BHB, just with all of the help and the encouragement from those kind of people in the community. That's why arts programs are really important
Yeah,
in schools.
definitely.
And they really encouraged me, and I continue to, cultivate my skills and write. And Dear Miss Stevie is actually a blog that I have. It's dearstevie.wordpress.com. But I started off just writing letters and poems and stuff to myself.
Oh.
And so it would be Dear Miss
Was there a
Stevie.
reason for that? Like you?
I battle anxiety,
Okay.
and it's all sometimes going back and reading something that you've written down. It's a form of journaling.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like if I was going to share, I wanted to put it in a space where other people might be able to identify. And if I was saying something to myself that could also help somebody else, then why not?
Yeah.
And also to connect with people who may be going through similar,
Definitely.
thought processes or whatever. So, Dear Miss Stevie developed from the blog to I do Wig Off Wednesdays every Wednesday at Dear Miss Stevie on Facebook, where I do the same thing. It's basically sermonettes or revelations that I've had. Actually, just recently applied for the Spotify program. Y'all can say a prayer for me so that I can hopefully turn it into a podcast.
Okay.
Where people get to, ask questions and I give them advice, like a Dear Miss Stevie, kind of like a Dear Abby type of vibe.
All right.
So
That's
that's
super
what,
dope.
so I'm working on. So among other things that I can't announce yet because those are not my project, so I have to wait until they make the official announcements. But there's some good stuff in the pipeline. God is good. God is really good.
That's what's up.
Shout out, dear
Yeah.
Stevie. It's
Yeah.
an honor to have you on the show.
Right.
You
Yeah.
really
It's
doing a
an
lot
honor
for the
to be
community.
It's
Yeah.
an honor to be here. I really am appreciative. I really am.
Going back to anxiety, I don't think a lot of people realize like when you deal with anxiety, you literally have a voice in your head that's like doubting
Yeah.
you. And I think writing is an excellent thing. Like I tell students all the time, like because a lot of people deal with anxiety and it goes undiagnosed
Right.
Yeah.
because there's that stigma of you're weak.
Yeah.
You can't handle it. You got to be strong. But
Yeah.
you got to write. You got to be able to, put it out there that, I'm awesome, in words of affirmation.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think poetry is just.
I have an excellent
Beautiful.
support system. On top of that, I do.
Yeah.
I have an excellent support system. My parents, my friends, my family. But I mean, anxiety. Everybody has a voice that tells them ultimately your brain, your body is trying to keep you alive.
Yeah.
Right. That's the goal.
Mhm.
And so there's that voice that tells everybody when there's danger or when there's something that could harm them and cautions them. So if you have generalized anxiety disorder, that voice is pretty much there about everything.
Yeah.
And never turns on. So you have to learn ways to retrain your brain to think different things. Sometimes people take medicine to help with that, which I think is totally fine. And we really just need to destigmatize, mental health.
Yeah.
We really do. And mental illness. We need to destigmatize it. So many members of the community deal with it, and it's just,
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, because the fear of it, which makes it, more intense, and people don't really realize how much more harmful they're doing to themselves.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
because we got into some mental health a couple weeks ago, and we kind of key in on our black men.
Oh yes, Lord.
You know,
Jesus.
with a lot of trauma and a lot of different
Yes.
things that occur in your upbringing and in your lives that put you in a state of just going through anxiety or just having mental issues that are not addressed.
Listen, misogyny and hypermasculinity affects everybody, not just women. It affects us on one end of the spectrum, but it also creates an unrealistic standard by which men feel they have to live.
You see men putting on this front of being
exactly.
tough, and we need to do all, but behind the scenes, they're fighting a mental battle. Like,
Everybody,
they're like, guys, going,
listen.
We all are.
I know y'all be so emotional.
Well, I mean, you got to think too. That stems from something though. Like if you realize that, and we're kind of directing it on the black men, but if you think about a lot of black men that grew up with women raising them.
Yeah.
And so if you think about women being more emotional and more involved in their feelings, that's kind of passed on to a man of what you witness
and that wouldn't be a bad thing if they were able to express it. I think women are just more expressive with their emotions than men are. We usually speak like 200 more words a day than y'all do or something like that. We communicate.
That's facts.
That is facts. And why though? Why do you think that is?
Why do I think that men aren't as expressive?
Yeah.
Because we are all being conditioned, so social norms tell us that, men are supposed to be brawn and buff and
we speak through our actions, not through words.
Speak through your actions and not your words.
Exactly.
Women are supposed to speak with their words.
We're supposed to be nice.
Huh?
Women are supposed to be nice. Be a nice girl.
I mean, is it safe to say that like roles have changed in like society and in our communities?
I think people are starting to evolve, and as people evolve and as our thought processes evolve, I think our social norms will shift.
Okay.
And that's a good thing, because the reality is nobody fits into these perfect little boxes that everybody pretends that they do. And the problem is that we pretend.
And I think that's what, going back to our earlier segment about the LGBT curriculum, like that type of stuff needs to be taught. That no, when you are born, you don't have to be a boy playing with GI Joes. Like sometimes what you do is what you do. Like and I think kids, they go through that anxiety because they feel like they have to fit this norm. Yeah. And then 30 years later, I'm gay. Like because I was hiding. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of kids just feel uncomfortable.
But playing with dolls doesn't even make you gay.
Well, see that's the thing.
That's what happens.
That's
get that out of your hand.
Yeah.
Well, there's people.
Don't you
right? Well, I mean, like if you think about it, like it goes back to like we talk about how you're raised. Yeah. So I can remember me being younger, and I asked my dad, like, "Yo, man, arch my eyebrows." You know what I'm saying? Because he used to cut my hair. And I'm like, get my eyebrows arched. He like, are you gay? And I'm like, no.
I think it looks good.
That was really good. So I mean, I'm not trying to out my dad, but I think
But he was conditioned to that.
Exactly.
And his dad was conditioned.
Exactly.
To that,
So
we have to rework our brains.
Exactly. Because I want to, and now mine natural. You know what I'm saying? I got a natural arch. I ain't got to do nothing too.
That's a nice brow.
Thanks.
You can fill it in just a little bit.
Right, but I ain't touching them. You know what I mean? It's natural. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nah, but nah, for real though, that's just certain things.
There's a song, arch your back, arch your brows.
Nah, bro, chill out. Is it? I never heard that.
Arch your back.
Nah,
arch.
Nah, that ain't a song.
It's a song. I'm gonna show you.
That should be a song. Arch your brows.
Arch your brows.
That's what I mean, be doing, getting dressed. Like,
well,
arch your brows.
The fact that the eyebrow industry is taking off. I mean, there's a lot of
in the lashes industry.
Yeah, the lashes and the
eyebrows.
Arching. Yeah, I mean, shout out to all the women that's doing their thing. Yeah, it's the beauty industry. But I mean, I've just see they're actually like taking eyebrows and eyelashes to another level. It's on a whole nother level. And it's not a bad thing. I mean, women look good. But I just, it's one of those things, man, where women shame it. Shame it. Like, a man can't do certain things because he's going to be deemed as, whereas women do a lot of things
so that's
to
a good
themselves.
Question. Is chivalry dead? Like, do men feel they have to act a certain way now? You know, is chivalry just not? Is it not necessary anymore?
Hey, dear Miss Stevie, let me take a sip before you answer.
Is it not
Let's
necessary?
see. I mean, because the question is it dead? But like you just said, is it not really dead? But
They just don't see the need for it. Like, do I really need to open up the door for this girl? Do I really need to pay the half of the? There's a woman out there like,
Right.
I can pay my
right. That's why I was talking about the roles being changed,
Yes.
because there's a lot of independent women that basically have, they don't even really care for a man except for maybe sex.
I don't think this is.
Yeah.
Go in, dear Miss Stevie.
Hey,
Listen.
you can blog this.
Listen, Miss Stevie, I'm asking your advice right now.
Just because this is where I'm at. Like, I'm a grown woman.
Okay.
Right? I'm grown.
That you
all
are.
the way grown.
That you are.
So, as my mama would say, I got real bills and stretch marks. Okay,
All right.
I'm grown.
All right. Grown. Do your
But
thing.
I mean, when you reach a certain level of maturity, and
not
this
common.
is hopefully the goal,
Mhm.
is that you are self-sufficient, that
Okay.
you are whole on your own, that you don't need anyone for anything to provide the basic needs for survival.
Yeah.
And then if you begin to look for a partnership with somebody, then the goal is that two whole people who are self-sufficient are now coming together. And so when you have that equation, then it becomes, we should be having an exchange
Okay.
with each other.
Yes.
And whatever that exchange
Balance.
is, exactly, there should be balance. So an example, if I have my own stuff, I got my own money, I got my own, everything, I'm good. And you got your own everything. I want somebody that is good for the sake of being good. Like, they were good anyway. Like, they're good because they want to be good.
Right.
So that when we meet, they're going to be good to me because they are good. So I got my own stuff, you got your own stuff, but you want to share your stuff with me because you are seeking a partnership. And then if you're the one pursuing me, then you're going to want to show me what your intentions are. And therefore, your actions are going to follow what it is that you're trying to show or prove to me, right?
Gotcha.
So chivalrous behavior, I think, is still alive. I think it's still necessary when you are pursuing, if you're a man pursuing a woman and trying to show her, hey, in a partnership with me, these are the
things that I'm capable of.
Exactly. These not even just things I'm capable of. This is who I am.
Oh, gotcha.
This is a part of my character.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's key. That's key because I
just
find
wanna
it
take care of you.
right. But chivalry, someone said chivalry is not dead, but it's not common. And
what is your standard though?
Exactly. So, ladies, exactly, because as a man, you do so much, or you attempt to, and then what happens is, and I don't necessarily blame social media or whatever, but what happens is women use an outlet because the man is supposed to pursue a woman. I mean, what we're talking about.
Do you think women should be able to propose to a man?
So here's where
you
my
can do
bias,
whatever you want. I mean,
here's where my problematicness. I'm not for real. I'm super like into equity and women do what you want, men do what you want. But I'm not proposing. I think women, if you really want to, if that's your thing, I ain't gonna judge. But that is not my ministry.
But then what? I mean, but why? Okay, so why are certain things made for just men to do though?
I mean, well, you have to consider the historical purpose for marriage, right? It was an exchange of property, really. Women were considered to be property, right? It was a business deal. It's a business arrangement. It's still a business.
Exactly.
Still a business arrangement, really. Legally, that's really what it is.
It's the state being able to know, the federal government knowing, okay, these two people are together, they're sharing their money,
property.
Bank account.
Exactly. It's a way to track property and stuff. It's that's what it is. But I mean, it's not. Like, people make it seem like, oh, there's holy matrimony and all that. I'm like, no, if you really look at the biblical and historical purpose and reasons for marriage, it was a binding, business transaction, and women were without rights basically. You know, we didn't really have a say in who we married, who we had to be with, none of that.
So tradition wise, some things just need to stay the same.
No, I mean, tradition, I think that's where it stems from, though. Like, a man proposing, it was actually him going to her family trying to say, all right, listen, I'm going to give you 5 geese.
Yeah. Let me get it.
Right. You know, I'm going to give you 5 geese,
I'll give
2
you 2
cows.
sheep, 1 lamb, and this golden.
You know what I'm saying? And so it was a proposal, and then it became more romantic. It's westernized. You know, we have our own little spin on it and stuff. And I mean, I don't mind some traditions. I think they're sweet. The problem is when traditions begin to inhibit the rights or encroach upon the rights of other people. That's when it's an issue.
Yeah. So a man proposing to a woman is not really encroaching on any rights.
Yeah, I mean, you know, except for when it's public and she's at her, like, don't do that. If she graduating, let it be about her graduation. Propose the next day.
Yeah. The proposals that take over the event
Yes.
that is already, that is pretty.
I
That might be-
or,
I mean, who's to say though? Like that could intensify her
I mean, some women
they took the
celebratory.
spotlight off of them, and now they're on me.
But it ain't really that because I mean, if you propose to your woman when she just achieved something that was,
She might like it.
you know what I'm saying?
You're right. She might.
She might really, that might just take her whole level of excitement and celebratory, moment to another level.
Maybe.
So that's why I say, man, it's hard to give your opinion on certain things when you feel as if maybe it's traditional or it's just, the thing to do. I don't know. I don't know. So chivalry's not dead. It's not dead.
I don't think it's dead.
Chivalry's not dead. It just needs
And
to be.
I think it's important.
It's important.
And but I think balance is also key.
Balance is key.
Balance is key. A woman should open up the door for the man just as much as the man opens up the door for the woman.
Nah, she ain't say that.
I didn't
And
say
I don't
that.
believe that either. But I think there should be a balance with other things. Like a woman should be cooking for her man. If he opening up doors and making sure she, her feet rubbed and
Who
this,
gets
that.
off first?
But that's not her sole job.
See,
Who
it's
gets
not.
off first?
That's bull crap though. Who
Who
gets
gets
off
off first?
first?
While I'm cooking and you gonna just be waiting hungry at home for me to
Nah. It
You
ain't.
can take the stuff out the crock pot and put the little rice.
Okay,
in the
so it's
water.
equality, then, right? So if I don't open the door for you, then it's cool.
You opened up that door, so I'm stepping back.
Listen,
I'm just saying because some people look for certain things for
But cooking
chivalry
isn't-
or equality.
I don't know, like you open it. I don't know. That's sweet. Like I feel like this. If you open the car door, for example, and let me get in the car, then I'm gonna reach over and
Unlock the
your
door. So that's the balance.
There's the balance.
Okay, now thank you for that.
Thank you for the
Because
clarification.
that's my thing with like, how can a woman expect a man to take them out on a $300 date on the first time y'all kick it?
I don't think you have to mitigate your expectations.
Well, how do you know though?
You get to know them. You ask them, and then you tell them where you.
So
what you're
what's a
thinking.
perfect first date for you? Like,
For
what would be
me?
the
Oh
perfect
my
first
God.
date?
Oh my gosh, Stevie, tell us.
Let's see. I love like live entertainment.
Okay.
I love also like doing things that are kind of out of the box or fun.
Mm-hmm.
That are going to be engaging and give us a chance to vibe and get to know one
So
another.
not the movies.
No, the
That's
movies
the,
is a
that's the
terrible-
worst first date
So
because
it
you don't
is.
talk.
Yeah.
You're sitting there. The movie can suck.
Unless you have a
No.
date day, like unless you say,
Yeah.
listen, I'm gonna block out X amount of hours of your day,
Mhm.
and these are the things that I have in mind. It's sweet if we go to breakfast or brunch and then see a matinee.
Right.
We've had time to talk and hang out,
Yeah.
and then we can let our food digest and chill, and then maybe go for a walk in the park. That's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
In the daytime.
I don't know if we
What
can
a
make this a
concept.
whole other episode.
Hey,
I
what-
have a bunch of questions in mind.
I mean, I'm just saying because
that
it
could be an
does.
episode.
it-
That was
Perfect
free
first
Hey,
date.
the perfect first
That was
date.
free game right
Hey,
there.
it's free game. I like the free game, and we're opening up doors for our dating game. Absolute dating.
Absolute dating.
Y'all don't even know it's coming
Live.
soon. Absolute dating. We trying to hook people up. We trying to get people in marriages and relationships and all that good stuff. I probably ain't gonna never get married though.
Oh, don't say that. I mean,
Don't
if
say
you,
never.
yeah,
You're not dead yet.
you never know.
I think the world is gonna come to an end before I get.
Wow, this is deep.
The world. I don't think the world will. I feel like the world will just figure out a way to get rid of people. I feel like we're not power enough, full enough to like kill Earth. Earth is gonna just kill us. Sorry, this got dark.
It got real dark.
My bad. I did that. My bad. But nah. I mean, I'm not gonna say never. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say never. But Yeah, I'll take notes, bro. Chill out. But
He said take notes on my day. You just gonna throw that out there? Who said that?
Hey, one of my friends.
Hey.
My sister goes, hey, my sister did say I will. I know, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. What up, Crystal? I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna respond anymore. Roommate, it's good to see you on here.
Are you
Steve,
flustered? Go ahead.
A little bit, yeah,
Yes.
Stevie.
Yeah, end out the show for us.
Please, Stevie.
Sure.
See, we have a segment on the show called The Sword. And we also have a segment on the show called The Quote.
Right.
Quotes.
We're about to combine them into one.
So-
and you're going to have the sword and the quote.
So it's gonna be called the Quord.
The quote.
The Quord of the day.
So I'm going to play this little soundbite, which is going to combine both. And it's going to sound god awful.
Right.
But when it ends,
You start.
you start.
I start what?
You
Your
start talking,
poem.
you do your poem. Your
I just
quord.
do my poem.
Your
Yeah.
quord.
Tell us
Okay.
the name of it, and then
Well, what do y'all want to hear? Because I have several, but
Go with number 3.
yeah, wait on it. I will. Okay, swag and nerd, squirt, squirt.
Whoa!
That was pretty dope, though.
That was dope. Go in.
Yeah, y'all check this out, man. We got Dear Miss Stevie.
you can't move me. I'm unshakable, unshackled, and unapologetically free. You can't move me. Built sturdy, tougher than standing the test of time. I'm made forever. I called being to become and was born, giving birth to myself and brought everything into existence. Unfathomable, untouchable. You can't move me. I'm too free to be bought and too open to be caught. You can't change steel. Bars for days, busting chops, broken clocks. I'm never late. Time stands still and starts on my count. You can't move me. I'm a mountain of life, a living rock, letting go, letting the gravel gather at your feet. Push me now. I want to see your short arms swing, intent on boxing with me. Shout out the heavens. Let your cries ruffle my hair. Let me turn my head for your shade and side eye your advances, your petty romances about how you love God. Please, you can't move me. I blink the night and the stars live in my eyes. I cry in the rain waters crops. You can't even eat without my say so. Let go of the struggle. You can't move me, and without me, you can't move either.
Mm-hmm. Nah, bro.
Sorry.
You can't clap. You gotta snap.
You can clap. You know why they snap like at open mics and stuff? Because like one of the first like open mic nights ever like in history in New York, the beatniks and stuff, it was like oftentimes like in basements of homes and that sort of thing. So they had to be quiet. So people would snap because they had to be quiet. But you don't have to be quiet. You can clap.
Oh, well, I just thought it was, I thought it was like respectable that snaps are appropriate for poetry.
Yeah.
In the environment.
That's the history why.
In the environment.
There's the historical
See, I didn't know that.
significance, yeah.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
So since we talk,
we like feedback in general. It's an exchange.
Right.
You know, some of my poetry is for reading, some is spoken word. And when you are up there speaking, like that's an exchange of energy.
that's dope. Okay, so with that, give us a 1-2 checker on that. Like why and what and who, maybe.
I don't know. It's I just sometimes when I'm feeling like frustrated or when I'm feeling
Was it a relationship?
no, this is just, you know, sometimes in life you come up against obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
And you know,
Hiccups.
and that energy, hiccups, yes. We all got them. Like
Yeah.
we all.
Yeah.
So
She
if
knows
you're
about it. She knows about it.
so if
Go ahead.
you're being challenged in some way
Yeah.
and you feel like there's energy coming at you, you know, sometimes I talk back to it. I'm like, oh, you think you're gonna push me? You're gonna knock me off my square? You ain't.
Yeah.
Like this is a setback. That's all right, you know.
To come up.
Yeah, it's a setback, but it's, you know, it's a setup for a comeback. That's all.
Set up for a comeback.
That's it. You know, you can knock me down. You ain't gonna knock me out. That's how I feel.
That's dope. Keep doing your thing, Stevie.
Thank you.
I love your vibe that last Thursday we went
Yeah.
in, and I love it tonight.
Thank you.
You're always invited back on Blended Media.
Yay! I would
yeah.
like to come back. This is so fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I really
we
appreciate it.
we appreciate you as well.
What y'all are doing is so dope and important. So I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Does that have a title to it?
This one doesn't.
Somebody said that you should name it A Goddess.
A goddess. I have one that's definitely. Yeah. Y'all gotta come to my open mic tonight. You can hear some more.
Yeah.
If you like that, I got a little something for everybody.
All right. Well, tonight at Burger I Am
Starts
It starts at 9:15.
Better get going. It's an hour.
Yeah.
From
Yeah. I gotta go and
get ready.
Yeah.
Set up.
But I gotta get my notebook and other stuff together. But yeah, come on in. I mean, if you get there a little early, that's okay. Grab a drink.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Some
get
meat.
you a little spot. Exactly. Get you some wings. Get you some burgers. It's 121 South High Street.
Yeah.
They have a lot
Parking's
of
pretty good. I
events.
mean, I was a little worried about parking.
Yeah.
You can park right in front.
Yeah, you can
Pretty
park
solid.
for free. I think like at the Rife Center parking lot, it's free parking.
Okay.
But there are meters right there in the front, and yeah, just come on in, have a good time.
Well, there it is. We truly enjoyed you,
Thank you.
and we look forward to you coming back. D the Prophet,
Catch us tomorrow night at the Silent Party.
Scully's.
Scully's. It's
Okay.
going down at 9:30 p.m. You'll catch JR and I up on stage
Yeah, we're
with
gonna be up there.
TK Mega Crew. There's a bunch of other people. But check out the Red Channel, man. B Square, the DJ, is going to be on it. And you might hear our lovely voices as well.
Yeah,
In
for
between
sure.
some of the songs.
Rocking out.
The trap.
Yeah, we kicking it, man. I mean, you know, it's been real, man. These last couple of weeks and everything, man. And Absolute Fashion was dope.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we got Absolute Poetry coming.
All right, absolute poetry.
Absolute comedy.
Comedy,
Get at me.
Absolute dating.
I'm
dating,
funny. I like to
absolute
date
everything.
Sometimes.
Okay. Hey, it's about to get real, y'all. So, hey, stay tuned with us, please, man. We appreciate all of the love. We appreciate all the support from everybody that's rocking with Blended Views, man. Please keep rocking with us. Keep giving us feedback. Keep giving us, you know, topics, whatever we need, whatever you want. We got it.
Check it out on YouTube. We
Yep.
got a YouTube page. We got past episodes of The Flow. We
Yep.
got past interviews. We got Off the Record. We've got multiple content that you need to check it out.
Yeah.
Like, share, repost.
Like, share, repost.
Spread the word, man. We just want to represent Columbus, Ohio, and take it to a whole other
Level. Hey, until next time.
Blended Views.
Blended Views.
Conversations.
For the soul.
See you next week.
All right, y'all. Deuces. Peace.
Thank everybody that tuned in. We will catch you next week. Stevie, any last words for the Blended Views crew?
Come out and see me. Tell a friend. Tell your cousin. Them the composition every Thursday. Burger I Am.
Woo! Anything, JR?
Hey, y'all already know, man. Catch us in the air every Thursday, 7 p.m. It's going down. Hey, man, look out for all of the Absolute Fashion feedback, pictures, videos. Hey, we going and we keep it going and we keep it on and it's going on and forever. Keep being great.
Shout, Dipset all day.
That was super